Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. What's cracking? How we doing out there in the old interweb lands? We're starting a little early this morning, and it's probably because I've got something special in the coffee today. What a week! What a week! If you're watching this, if you're seeing this, make sure you share and reply. Let me know that you guys are out there. Where you're watching from? Where are you guys at? Like I said, it started this a little early, so I'm just taking a minute here and just wait for get a couple people to jump on. Again, if you're out there, let me know. A little bit of a different setup today. I've been working on this home studio all week, so hopefully it looks nice for all you folks out there. I'm going to share this out here real quick. So, busy week this week. There he is. My brother Ken. What's up, brother? How are you? Thank you, as always, for your support and jumping on. Busy week this week. Monday was Memorial Day, and we were down in Washington, D.C. for the Memorial Day parade. Went down and saw some friends down there. Shout out to Patty Catter, my friend Patty. Walked around with DC with me for a little bit, and then a special shout out to Lila Holly and the Camouflage Sisters. Great organization there, Camouflage Sisters. Lila's been a long time friend and supporter of the HMG network. We've done a couple of books, audio books together, and whatnot, and more coming here soon. So check them out, Camouflage Sisters, for all you female veterans out there. Definitely would encourage you to reach out to them. Alive and kicking. That's good. Good, Ken. So last Friday, this is the last Friday of the month. Carry On Politics. I see you over there on the old IG. Sean Gassaway, country music singer. Appreciate you, brother. Jumping on, guys. Thank you. Yeah, so today we end. It's last Friday, but we are, May has been Heroes Month here at HMG. Also, May, we celebrate Military Appreciation Month. We've been doing that all month. This month, our heroes, we had Nurses Week, we had Teachers Week, we also had International Firefighters Week, Police Week, and then Monday we had Memorial Day. And this year was good. Parade went well. We got to meet a lot of interesting people, and it was good. I think you see a lot of people remember what Memorial Day represents, and that was, I saw a lot of that this year, so that was good. Gabriel, what's up, brother? Appreciate you jumping on. I know I owe you some pictures. So yeah, Memorial Day, great. It was we always remember, each and every day really should be more Memorial Day. So we honor those men and women that gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. So thank you for that. But this will be the last, Friday of the month of May, obviously, and Heroes Month. But I'd like for us to challenge ourselves to celebrate heroes really every month. So let's keep that in mind. I knew somebody was going to say something, and of course, it's my man Lance. No bow tie. So I didn't wear the bow tie today. It's right here. It's my American flag bow tie, and I'll get into that here in a minute. Did not wear the bow tie today. We'll get into that here in a bit. Yeah. So let's I want to cover some things, and we're going to cover some headlines. But I got published in Newsmax for the very first time yesterday wrote an article about um, John Hopkins University and their real estate program that they have, and they're offering a class for veterans coming up June. I want to say 25th, I believe it is. It's a free class, like a 2 hour long class. They got some great guest speakers coming up. I'm going to post the link here. Hopefully, that'll post for you guys, and it looks like it is. Um, if you don't mind, would you please go check out the article and share that if you would. This is gonna if you've ever thought about getting into real estate as a career, or if you thought about getting into real estate and investing in real estate, this class is one that you definitely do not want to miss. If you click on the link, read the article. At the bottom of the article, there is an Eventbrite link that you can sign up to take the class. You can actually do it online. You can watch it online. They're going to be offering it online. It's free. It's free, and the focus is towards veterans. I think veterans have got a really they have a lot of strong leadership skills, and it says in the article, we used to leadership and kind of working in chaotic, things, time management, and just putting things together. And I know a lot of veterans that are realtors that are very, very successful at it. So I think this is a great opportunity to learn from the some keynote speakers and some of the best that are in the business. Jason Anderson is one of the speakers. I had him on the Decision Hour a few weeks ago. He is the founder and CEO of Veteran PCS. So go check it out. I'm honored to have them post that article, and thank you for everybody that was involved in making that happen. Friend Jeremy, big shout out to you, brother, if you watch this. So thank you, everybody. But go check it out again. Share it. And if you know somebody that's interested in getting into real estate investing or just learn more about the real estate business, this is definitely an article you can learn from and an event you definitely want to be at. So check it out. All right. What do we got here? Yes. I'm on it. Thank you. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm not talking about me. I've actually lost weight. Thank you very much. I know somebody's going to make a comment about it. And Lance, we should celebrate on a discounted coffee. You know what? You're right, Lance. If you go to hmgcoffee.com and use promo code HMG10, I'll give you 10% off. Just because it's you, Lance. Just because it's you. I challenge you, Lance, to make a purchase. And we're going to be running a special in June where we do free shipping with a purchase of, I think it's going to be $40 or more, something like that. I haven't figured it out. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, it's a few more days. But let's get back into some of the highlights. I don't want to say highlights, but let's address the elephant in the room right now. Yesterday, New York, former President Trump found guilty in a historic criminal case. I think we all saw this coming, right? 10%, Lance, 10%. I think the Trump thing is let me read what this is. This came out of NPR. I saw this at NPR. Former President Donald Trump has been found guilty of all 34 counts of falsifying business records to influence the outcome of the 2016 presidential election, an historic verdict as Trump, Republican presidential nominee, campaigns again for the White House. This is the first time in history a U.S. president has been convicted of criminal charges. This was on Thursday. 12 New York jurors said they unanimously agreed that Trump falsified business records to conceal $130,000 of hush money to Stormy Daniels, the former adult star, to influence the 2016 contest. I think we kind of knew this was going to happen. The judge said it weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. It's an election year. I think it's getting to the point now with the whole Trump thing, whether you like Trump or you dislike him, put put your personal feelings about the man aside for a second. And should we be worried about our justice system if they take him down, a businessman, not a politician, but look at all the politicians and stuff that's gone on. So it's almost it's just bad acting at this point, isn't it? I say bad acting very loosely. I know some of you are going to get upset. Oh, you're promoting this and that. That's not what I'm doing. It's not what I'm doing. Rich, how are you? Rich LaMonica from Misfit Nation podcast. Appreciate you. AJ Richards, thank you. Jumping on. Get to you in a second too. Ken, stack dents against him, predictable outcomes. Yeah, I mean it's kind of I say bad acting, folks, because I feel like we kind of saw this coming. Like we knew this was going to come, right? If this is the case, then one could argue, well, then why aren't they charging the Clintons with something, or why aren't they charging the Bushes with something, or why aren't they charging Biden's with something? It's just bad acting all around, right? And the fact that it's an election year, I mean, it's come on. Again, whether you like him or dislike the man, completely irrelevant. I think what we need to focus on is our justice system now broken. Now, that being said, let's take a look at this a little bit deeper. Now that this has happened, he's been found guilty on all 34 counts. Shocker, I know, right? We all saw this coming a mile away. And if you didn't, that's fine. I saw this coming a mile away. Here's what I'm going to predict next. It's going to go to the Supreme Court. They'll appeal it. It'll go to the Supreme Court, and it'll get dropped. It'll get dropped there, and then they're drawing this out because it's an election year. It's that ultimately will something happen in the end? No, because once the appeals get filed, it goes to the Supreme Court. They hear it. It's going to be just another dog and pony show. Pop some popcorn, people. Pop the popcorn and sit back because we're watching it play out. It's just bad acting. Speaking of acting, speaking of acting, President Biden recruits January 6th police officers to the campaign. Now, why is this important? You really got to dig deep on this a little bit. I've seen this. There's a few articles about it. I'm not going to mention the officers because we support our community heroes, but you got to look at the officers here, and then you can see a lot of things. I'm not saying this is true. I'm just saying look this stuff up yourself. But a lot of pictures of one particular officer or two you find with a lot of high-powered political figures throughout the years. That's not normal. It's been reported that President Joe Biden enlisted 3 police officers who worked at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th to help campaign in swing states, Arizona being one of them, for upcoming elections. The move comes after Biden used actor Robert De Niro, who's been a longtime critic of Donald Trump, to talk against Trump. So if you look at the police and look this up, you can look up January 6th police officers. You can see a lot of this stuff on Instagram right now. A lot of people are putting pictures and stuff together of this particular one particular officer with tattoos has been seen with Pelosi and in regular clothes and this and that. Again, this is why I say bad actors, guys. I think there's a lot of people. You're going to start seeing more and more actors come out. Actors not like your typical Hollywood actors that you see. I'm talking about actors that politicians use to stir chaos. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong on this one. Ken, I know, I hear you. But nonetheless, what does that mean? You're going to see more. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the crap show. Tony Aberscato, good morning. Happy Friday. I appreciate you, brother. So pay attention now. I think now that the whole Trump thing has happened, you got to pay attention to look at some of the and this is for both sides on Trump. I know right afterwards, I believe as soon as the verdict came in, the Trump campaign put out 2 commercials right away. Now I haven't seen them. I just heard that that happened, but pay attention to those. Pay attention and dissect it. And now it's almost like, we're watching this movie play out in front of us, and they're telling us what is going on before it actually happens. So if you put the puzzle pieces together, you can kind of come up to be like, okay, here's what's happening. Here's what they want us to believe. And it's bad acting. I'm sorry, but I'm not. And if those of you that get upset at me because I'm saying this, you have a right to. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. I love you anyway. But let's call it what it is. Am I the only one that feels this way? Rich, what do we have here? Yeah, stack up ammo and watch the show. Make sure the freezer's full and your powder's dry. I love that. Hey, that's a good one. Both Rich and AJ. Good. Yeah, it's what can we what's the next move for us right now? Rich and AJ said it. Just keep watching the show. Make sure you got plenty of food and water. But here's the other thing. In all of this, we got to stay focused on staying in the fight. America is worth fighting for, hands down. And again, doesn't matter if you like Trump or you dislike Trump, or if you like Biden or dislike Biden. Those are completely irrelevant. We got to do what's right, and our justice system is failing us right now. That being said, on to the last one. Let's get into some of the shows because this is important. Kind of want to end it on a good note. I think this was a good headline, and I think this was good news, whether it pushes forward or not. But let me share it with you anyway. The House passes anti-central bank digital currency bill. Now, I'm not really into like Bitcoin and stuff like that. So those of you that are, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But the bill called the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act was actually introduced back in September, but the bill prohibits the Federal Reserve Bank from offering products or services directly to an individual, maintaining an account on behalf of an individual, or ensuing a central bank digital currency. Example, like a digital dollar, right? Directly or indirectly to an individual. Further, the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System is prohibited from using a central bank digital currency to implement monetary policy or from issuing a central bank digital currency. So it sounds like the central bank can't get involved necessarily with your digital currency. This puts the power back to the people, which if I'm understanding that correctly, that's good news. Those of you that are out there and watching this that dib dab in digital currency and stuff like that, is that good? Is that bad? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Let me know. Leave a comment. That's it. There was a couple other AJ, very good news. Good. I've tried to understand the Bitcoin thing and a little bit, and I read some conspiracies on it, and then I've seen some other people are like, no, it's good, might be the wave of the future. I'm not really sure. I'm not well versed in it, so I'm the wrong person to give any type of input on it, but reading that sounded like cool. The power goes back to the people, so that's always a good thing, especially when the central bank can't get involved. So I had several other news topics, but I'm not going to cover them because they're just depressing. And let's. I think the anti central bank currency thing, that's a good note. Let's talk. Let's end it on that one. AJ, what do we have here? This isn't about Bitcoin. It's about make sure can't turn our money on and off like in China. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Let me. I'm gonna share. AJ, I'm gonna share your. Yeah, this is, okay. Money. Yeah, China. Woo. It's funny. Last week I mentioned that China surrounded Taiwan, the military. So I haven't seen any headlines more about that in the news. Interesting. And I have looked. Um, again, real quick, those of you that are just joining us, sorry, I'm going to toot my own horn for a second. Wrote an article, got accepted to Newsmax, and we're talking about John Hopkins University and a great program that they offer there. Would put it in the comments below if you could share that, read it, and if you're interested in getting involved in real estate investing, they have a free class for you June 25th. Check it out. Let's get into some of these shows. We have some newer shows on the network that we're excited about. Guys, keep leaving comments on the topics that we've discussed today. I just don't want to keep going on to it. I tried to find more positive things because it's the end of Heroes Month here at HMG, although we celebrate heroes every month, let's be honest. But keep leaving comments below. And AJ, leave, if you're still on, AJ Richards, please leave your new website, the feedthepeople.io. Did I say that right? I probably said it wrong. You can hurt me later for it. But we need to be ready. And those you, I know we got several farmers and ranchers that watch the show throughout the weekend and whatnot. Link up with AJ Richards. You'll be glad that you did. All right, let's get into some of the newer shows. From the farm.io. I apologize, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody go check that out. From the farm .io. This is something that's been working on, there's a war on our food supply chain. And I've said this before, this website from the farm.io will link you up with local ranchers and farmers in your area. Now it's brand new, so they're still building it out. But if you know a local farmer in your area that you buy beef from or whatever, get them in touch with From the Farm IO and get them registered on there. Seriously, check it out. Let's support that. That's a good thing. I go to AJ when I got questions about beef and stuff like that, what to look for, questions to ask. It's very educational. So please go check it out. All right. Getting into some of the shows. New show to the network, Bump in the Road. This week, Navy pilot Jim Trenton discusses PTSD and Writing to Heal. It's a deep dive into the psyche of a military pilot who, despite saving an aircraft and its passengers, faced an aftermath that would unveil years later. Jim's story is one of resilience and a testament to human spirit's ability to confront the most daunting obstacles. Listeners are going to be taken on a journey through Jim's life and the moment of the crash to the psychological repercussions that followed. Again, newer show to the network. It's called Bump in the Road. Great episode. Check it out. Another new show to the network, The Professional Rule Breaker. This week, entrepreneur Andy Tolbert. Andy's been hustling since she was a kid. And now she's a real estate pro. She's a self-defense expert. And in this episode, they're going to discuss her journey, her lessons, her latest goal of retiring herself and her husband through passive income. They talk about some crazy real estate stories, like how she found a squatter in a property and then her top tips for staying safe and aware in any situation. Really pretty cool episode. It's called the rule breaker, the professional rule breaker. Check it out. It's real. Just a sidebar, real quick. This was such an interesting episode. Has anybody, again, real estate, has anybody found a squatter in a property that they've owned? Has that happened to anybody? Or maybe you got a an abandoned house in your neighborhood. Have you ever seen squatters in there? Just kind of curious. Leave a comment if you have. Doc Buzz, appreciate you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good to see you, man. Been a long time. Let me see here. What do we got next? From the Arms Room show this week. They are discussing how words have meaning and understanding the why of common terms in our industry. Great episode. They come out every Monday, 2 p.m. Um, Mountain Standard Time down there in Arizona. Let me tell you something about this show. This is the OG show of HMG. If you've never listened to any of their shows, I strongly encourage you to check them out. They have a ton of resources. They do a lot of with the name of the Arms Room show, you'd think it's all firearms. It's not. They do a lot of it. They do a lot of firearms talking, but there's a lot of medical stuff, survival stuff, that they discuss. Glenn took over this show many, many, many years ago for me, and it's been great. He's just a solid dude, and the way that he teaches. And if you ever get the opportunity to train with their company's called Independence Training, and they're in about 20, 30 different states all over the country. Look them up, or if you go to thearmsroom.com or thearmsroomshow.com, you can actually get a link to Independence Training as well and see some of the classes that they are holding. Sign up for them. You'd be glad that you did. He's not your typical trainer. So if like a state says you need 3 hours block of instruction to get your license for X, you'll get 3 hours of classroom, 5 hours of classroom time, and then another 3 hours on the range. Like it's an all day process because he wants to make sure that you understand what it is that you're doing and whatnot. Great, just a great teacher and a good friend. Check it out. It's called the Arms Room Show. Next up, we got the People's Patriot Project. Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got your 6 at 6, and they got some great episodes coming up each and every week. They do like a round table. They also do a weekly wrap up or a weekly debrief, I believe they call it, on Monday nights. And then they do a WeP3 radio where they highlight a lot of veteran musicians, first responder musicians all over the country. Check it out. People's Patriot Project, doing great things. It's a nonprofit organization. Love them to death. Check it out. Next up, we got the other side of the firewall. This week, today, the show that came out today is the weekly rundown. Ryan and Shannon discuss their week, share their thoughts on movies, documentaries, and video games. What's not to love? Ryan talks about attending a Kevin Hart comedy show and watching the Mark Twain Award ceremony. He also shares his experience playing video games on his new ultra-wide monitor. Shannon discusses documentaries that he watched and his thoughts on movies Done and Rebel Moon. Ryan also talks about his work on building a Chat GPT generative pre-trained transformer for the internet, for internet compliance. This is really cool. They do a show Monday through Friday. They got a show that comes out every day, very consumable. They talk a lot about IT stuff. And I've had Ryan on a couple weeks ago. He co-hosted here with me. Good show. Check it out. The other side of the firewall. All right, here we go. The Misfit Nation. I love these guys. They do a couple of shows a week. I know they got a Tuesday night show with a newer crew. Rich was on here a little bit earlier. But this week, yesterday's show, actually, Mr. Sam Arsa, hope I said that right, is a beacon of resilience, inspiration in the realm of fatherhood. Pay attention, gentlemen. Sam's upbringing was marked by adversity and absence. Yeah. And navigated tremendous relationships with his father. Enduring emotional and physical abuse alongside his mother, Sam found himself thrust into the role of protector from a young age. Despite all these challenges, uh, Sam emerged from these hard relationships and profound understanding of what fatherhood should not entail. Driven by his own experiences, Sam embarked on a personal quest to redefine fatherhood, seeking to empower fathers to build nurturing and healthy relationships with their children. This is a really, really great episode from somebody that was a single father for many years. This was a lot of good tips and points in this one. It's called the Misfit Nation podcast. Check it out. Next up, we got our man David from Homefront Sit Rep podcast. This week, some great shows this week. Travis from Beyond Boundaries was on Monday night. Beyond Boundaries is a nonprofit based in Richmond, Virginia, specializing in guiding participants with disabilities, veterans, underserved youth, and recovery programs on outdoor adventures. Pretty cool episode. I was digging this one. As a bonus, since it's the end of the month, they also did Tip of the Spear. Was Wednesday night. I didn't get a chance to get on, but Tip of the Spear, they had some great guests on, and you can find that on HMG. You see it on our Facebook page or Homefront Sit Rep Facebook page as well. Great episode this week, David. What do we got next? Joel Evans Show. Interesting episode, this one here. Dr. Varma, who's the co-founder and CEO of Phyla, Phyla. Probably said that wrong too. Apologies. Talking about their groundbreaking probiotic acne system that's making waves in skincare. So those of you or any of you that suffer from acne or have children that suffer from acne, 90% of acne reduction. Discover how Pyla's advanced probiotic system targets the root cause of acne. Reduces acne by 90% without harsh side effects of traditional medications. Excuse me. Also, brain skin condition. Learn about fascinating link between skin health and the nervous system and how improving your skin can enhance your overall well-being. This was a pretty cool episode to listen to and watch. I watched it on the Joel Evans Show YouTube channel. Check it out. Next up, we got the Hero Academy with host Super Dave. This week, he's talking with Terry Dwyer. He's a retired law enforcement officer with 26 years of service and 17 years of retirement. He shares experience working in various roles, including uniform patrol, criminal investigations, and organized crime. He discusses the challenges and rewards of his career, the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and the strong bonds formed with colleagues. It's called the Hero Academy. Thank you, Super Dave. Got a few more left here. Oh, I love this one. Label Free podcast with our gal Deanna. This week, she's talking with John Hall, a former Fortune 100 tech leader turned coach for executives and entrepreneurs. John's coaching methodology incorporates neuroscience breath work and somatic practices to manage stress, boost self-confidence, and unlock potential. He emphasizes the importance of addressing the mind-body connection and how breath work can help redirect the body's stress response, allowing for wiser decision-making and improved overall well-being. This was another really cool episode. A lot learned from this one. It's called the Label Free Podcast. Check it out. All right, our man Vegas is up next from Because Bikers Matter podcast. Host David, aka Vegas Schumann, is joined by Ryan Evans, the head of painting at Counts Customs. You guys probably seen that show on the History Channel, Discovery Channel, something like that. It's on TV. They discuss the process of painting motorcycles and cars, highlighting the attention to detail required for each. Ryan shares his insights into a difference between painting bikes and cars, emphasizing the complexity and the nuances of involved in mastering both crafts. Ryan's a cool dude. I like watching that show. Um, and I love listening to this show, Because Bikers Matter podcast. Check it out. Next up, we got the MSEC podcast, Military Child Education Coalition, great nonprofit organization for our military families. If you are a veteran, active duty guard, or reserve, and you have children that are of age still going to school, go check out militarychild.org. It's a great organization. This week's their podcast, the MSEC podcast, they're talking with Meg Zucker, founder and president of Don't Hide It, Flaunt It. Meg was born with ectrodyslasty, a genetic condition which results in her having a shortened forearms, one finger on each hand, and one toe on each foot. She's also passed this condition onto her two children, and her story, which is amazing. And she truly believes that we should embrace what makes each of us unique. This was a great episode. Things that make me different make me me. Don't hide it, flaunt it. It's also a nonprofit organization whose mission is to advance acceptance, understanding, tolerance, and mutual respect for an individual's visible or invisible differences. Love this episode. Meg Zucker is on the MSEC podcast. Go check it out. Last, certainly not least for the week, Chasing Happiness with our man Ryan. Today or this week, they're diving deep into the world of media exposure with Grammy and Emmy award-winning publicist Melinda Jackson. Melinda shares her journey from small town dreams to the glitz and glamour of Los Angeles, where she carved her path in the competitive PR world. She's got over 15 years experience. Melinda spills the beans on what it takes to get noticed in today's media landscape. It's something else, that's for darn sure. Check it out. This is a great episode, especially those of you business owners out there. You want to learn a little bit how to get in more noticed in the PR world. Check this out. It's called Chasing Happiness. I want to give a couple shout outs real quick. Veterans PCS sponsored this week's show. Thank you guys. They're our highlight sponsor for this week. Veteran PCS, go check them out. My Tax Fella, love you guys. JB Auto Clothiers, always making sure that I look good for you guys every Friday. Forget Genetics, hunting season's right around the corner. Don't forget, guys, go to forgetgenetics.com. Motorcycle Safety Lawyers, appreciate you guys. Home Studio Mastery, you got to check this out. This gentleman, friend of mine, has been helping me with this home studio here that we're getting set up. Hopefully we'll have the rest of it set up by next week. The Freedom People, Sisu Stamina. Ooh, I got it this week. Hold on a second. I actually remembered. Sisu Stamina, check that out. Go check them out. Love their stuff. Jim Neary's Bait and Tackle, Warriors on the Water LTD. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, HMG Beverage. Go to hmgcoffee.com or hmgbeverage.com. Whew. Kept it kind of short today, and that's all right. We love it. Listen, guys, again, the topics, if you're just tuning in and you missed the beginning of the show, go watch the beginning of the show, some of the topics that we talked about. And remember, it's already the end of May. June is next week already, or this weekend already. Crazy year, crazy times. Use your head, think for yourself, get off the computer, get off the phones, and get outside this weekend and let us know what we can do for you. If you're watching, you got a podcast, or you're interested in starting a podcast, hit us up. We are taking applications now. We'd love to have you join the HMG family. If you're an author and you want your book turned into an audiobook, hit me up. Let me know. We'd love to check it out. AJ, no, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Really do. All of you guys, thank you so much. Go check out AJ Richards. You can follow AJ on social media. Go to his Instagram page. Puts out a ton of content. And then go check out fromthefarm.io. Loving what they're doing there. David, oh my God. David Gordon, another brother in arms. Love that guy to death. It's been far too long, brother. Appreciate you jumping on and the support. Dave, thank you so much. Hope all is well. But that's it. Get outside this weekend. Have a good weekend, everybody. God bless you. God bless America. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.